Hey everyone, this is Light a Joint with Ida, and I'm Ida Pearl Lee. And today I have Cory Hill with me.
Hi.
Thank you everyone for your support and for reaching out to. I have had so many of my guy friends reach out and want to be on my podcast. And so it's like, I can't, discriminate because some of you are really cool and you're one of my favorite people.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the invite. Yeah, excited to be here. Looking forward to the conversation.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
dope.
Absolutely. So, what is Cory passionate about?
Uh, Cannabis, weed.
Okay.
It's what I've always kind of secretly been passionate about. Growing up, love smoking weed, love being high, or what my parents would say, stoned all the time. I have always said I am more of a cannabis smoker than anything else. It's definitely my choice of medicine.
Okay.
Every day, it levels me out, helps me focus, and is part of my everyday life.
Mm.
So definitely very thankful, and that's what I'm passionate about most, first and foremost.
Okay.
Then my daughter, my wife, family,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, cannabis plays a big part of my life.
Hmm.
So
How old were you when you first started smoking?
8th grade,
So 12?
yeah, probably
Okay.
12 or so.
Okay.
Started smoking swag in Pella, Iowa, out of a dirty copper homemade pipe that we made.
Okay.
Any sort of pipes that you would make, obviously with just some hosing and a copper fitting. Grew up in a farm area, so
Okay. In Iowa, right?
yeah, Iowa. So
Okay.
dirt roads, very Dutch, very Christian, very religious, that sort of
Mhm.
situation. So bit of a rough upbringing, but very thankful for the upbringing
Mhm.
because of where I am now, obviously.
Right.
So
Right.
it's been a fun journey to say the least. Yeah.
Did you ever think that you would be in the position you're in right now?
I literally remember looking at High Times
Okay.
and reading the state pricing and the strains that they would always have in the back
Hmm.
on which city, which strain, and how much the price was an ounce, and was just thinking it would be so awesome to have that option in my life.
Hmm.
And I mean, that was probably 6th, 7th grade, you know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
years down the road,
So you were at a young age, you were
yeah,
really wanting a career in cannabis. You just didn't
yeah, like
know what it was going to
it's
look
always
like.
been a taboo. It's always been, like weed has not ever been really a thing that people took seriously around me.
Okay.
But I did see the potential and the opportunity that, I did see what was going on outside of my community,
Hmm.
and decided to get outside of that and be more involved, and have not regretted a single day about that. So it's kind of a quite literally dope. So like it. I like it a lot.
I am really impressed.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fun.
That is so cool.
So
Dang. So what do you got today? What are you gonna roll?
I've got a bunch of stuff from my friends over at Glacier. Just telling you, my
Hi
favorite
boys, at
strain.
Glacier, Matt. And what's the other one?
Sam.
Sam. Hi Sam.
Don't forget the veg man Dan. He's
Hi,
good.
Dan.
Good too. One of my favorite strains is Triangle Kush.
Triangle
Love
Kush.
Triangle Kush. It's what I was honestly probably raised on in this industry in the very beginning.
Okay.
So these guys over there have some stuff called Cold Snap, which is biscotti crossed with the menthol. The menthol is a Triangle Kush cross.
Wow.
So this one is more of like a vanilla-y, purpley,
okay.
Biscotti sort of
There's
cross.
that one right there. Cool.
Blast Chiller. This is again menthol crossed with the original Diesel and Day Wrecker.
Oh, interesting.
So more of like a real gas more of a real OG dominant sort of flavor.
Okay.
That one might be the one today.
Ooh, day rocker.
But I haven't tried this one yet. This is White Gushers. This is literally just Triangle Kush crossed with Gelato 41.
Okay.
Gelato is going to be Jet Fuel cross. So this one's honestly going to be another nice gassy sort of flavor.
Wow. Okay.
And Banana Hammock. Grape God crossed with Mandarin Sunset. Grape God bud is a staple in this industry.
Okay.
I remember smoking God bud. I remember Grape God bud coming out. Mandarin Sunset, I believe that is probably, I think it's from a Colorado breeder that I'm pretty familiar with.
Okay.
So it's going to be more heavy on the obviously tangerine terpenes.
Okay.
Sativa dominant probably. So this will be a nice daytime hybrid, I would say.
Okay.
But
wow.
I mean, feel free.
Well, I think I want to try the Blast Chiller.
I mean, I gotta try the
Day
newest
rocker.
stuff, the White Gushers. Definitely nicest looking bag. So
what took you to Colorado?
art school.
Okay.
Art school. Honestly,
You went to college out there?
you could say that. You can say that loosely. You can say that loosely. My buddy went to Colorado University in Boulder for a tour. Came back with a bag of mushrooms and a bag of Northern Lights number 6. Said that he bought it from a guy on Pearl Street Mall and did not get arrested.
Okay.
And it was completely normal.
Wow.
Blew my mind that such a place existed back in probably 2001.
Okay.
Dang,
that's really early.
When I was graduating high school in 2004, that was honestly my only option, was to go to an art school.
Okay.
I like art and I wanted to go towards that. And then artists, obviously, if you're an artist, I can tell it you are.
Yeah.
We like to smoke weed.
Oh yes.
So it's a safe haven for me. So I went out there for art school. And shortly after attending, dropped out and got into the kitchen industry and got my medical card. Dispensary opened up right in the same alley of where I worked at. And with buying weed so much back and forth, I became a part-time joint roller.
Oh, it's a real thing, people.
Thought that was insane.
Snoop Dogg has his own joint roller. I think I need one too.
Yeah. That was, I think, 2008, probably.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
When it was just medical out there in Denver, Colorado.
Wow. So you were right on the forefront, right on the stepping stones when Colorado.
Yeah. I still got a bunch of memorabilia. Vote yes on 64 signs.
Wow.
One of the last things I did out there before I moved was voted on the psilocybin legalization out there.
Okay.
I got a button in my car. So, like growing up in rural Iowa and having these things on ballots for voting is comical, but I'm very thankful for it. You know what I mean? Like I see the benefits to it, and I think it's insane that these opportunities are ahead of us.
Right.
And people can and should take advantage of those.
Oh, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Fun.
It is fun. So you didn't use a grinder. You just break it apart with your hands.
Yep.
Why do you do that?
I do that because it burns more evenly.
Oh, really?
Yep. I felt sometimes, while also being from a drier environment, most of my weed is drier.
Okay.
Out here in Michigan, thank you for the humidity. Thank you for the good growing practices. Thank you for the curing of the weed. So it's not that big of an issue.
Okay.
Out here.
But that's
just
something you're used
old
to.
habit.
Okay. Yeah. Now, and what are you doing with this?
This is a backwood. I am going to unroll this. Most people will split this blunt in half, or you would with a normal blunt.
Okay.
These in particular, you gotta look for the seal.
And you like smoking tobacco with your cannabis?
Yes.
Okay. And what's that called?
Spliff.
Spliff. Yes.
I was gonna say
I will say whenever we're at a event together, MICIA event, we're always outside.
Yes, you will most likely see me outside or smell me right after coming inside.
Yes. Yes. I mean, that's we're in the cannabis industry.
That's
what we're there for.
It's a perk.
It's a huge perk. So we met through the association.
Yes.
How do you like being a part of the association?
I love it. Again, I think that I'm thankful for what you and MICIA has put down here in Michigan, because obviously if it wasn't for what you guys have laid down to start with, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
So, I definitely want to pay homage to the people that helped make this industry available. And that's the best thing. And one of the reasons why I came out here myself is I want to be that same person. Is I want to be a part of the industry and help create more industries. I want to create more opportunities for people and be a part of nice things like that. So it's just always refreshing to be a part of a group that has the same sort of views.
Right.
So it's fun. I mean,
and we do have fun.
Yeah. I'm saying your events are very fun. The members are very fun.
Well, you said you told me that you now own 3 suits.
Yes.
That is so cool.
No, I mean whether I wanted to or not, yes, I do have 3 suits now. So new experiences, meeting new people, and I believe our voices are getting heard. Right. You've helped us tremendously on a couple issues that we've had. So I think having people like that look out for you is tremendous, especially being a new person in a new industry.
Right.
I need honest, good partners and members to work with. So it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
So when did you start working for Pyramid?
I started working for Pyramid probably 2018.
Okay.
2017, something like that.
Okay.
The dispensary I was working for decided to sell the grow, and I was the wholesale manager there.
Oh, okay.
So in return, I figured out that my job was probably going to be getting outsourced to the new person coming in.
Right. Wow.
Jake came in at the right moment and said that he was looking to expand operations in Michigan and asked if I was interested in that.
Wow.
I wasn't sure how I was going to take it because I love Colorado so much.
Okay.
But like I said, I like the cannabis industry and I want to be a part of this industry. Whether or not Colorado or not, I want to be a part of the newest industry. I want to keep going forward. I want my voice to be heard. And I want to be a part of great things in multiple states, like traveling.
Yeah.
Because of weed.
Right.
Like that's insane to me. Like, it's cool to have a job in cannabis.
Right.
But to have an opportunity to now be able to go to I've never been to Michigan until now.
Okay.
To go to new
opportunities.
Yeah, to have new opportunities because of this industry is mind blowing, and what I wanted out of it. You know what I mean? Right. I wanted this out of it. So
yeah. That was so cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well, and you met your wife on the flight. You were flying to Vegas for cannabis.
Well, not for cannabis.
Oh, not for cannabis.
For a bachelor party, but I had a bunch of weed on me, and I did tell her, I've got a bunch of blunts on me. If you want to smoke, feel free to. And she's like, hell yeah, I smoke.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
My wife does smoke as well.
Okay.
So cannabis was my icebreaker.
Right.
And yeah, I met my wife because of that.
Okay. And she ended up living, a mile from you too?
Living a mile away from us, so it's kind of like fate.
Hi, Marianne. That's a true love story. That is
So yeah, I mean, cannabis literally
brought you two together.
brought us together.
And you have a daughter.
We have a daughter named Cypress Hill.
I love her name.
So, yeah,
Congratulations
I think it's exciting time, and man, thanks to cannabis, I'm here and I'm looking to expand. So it's fun, very fun times.
Yeah, definitely. Now, with you growing up in Ohio, were your parents supportive of cannabis at all, or medical marijuana? Because you moved out to Colorado.
Yeah, so it's Iowa.
Oh, Iowa. Sorry.
That's fine.
What did I say?
Ohio.
We
don't like Ohio either. But no, I mean, my parents were never supportive of cannabis, not supportive of my actions, my charges.
How many charges do you have?
A lot. Okay. A lot of misdemeanors, a few felonies, all juvenile though. Mm-hmm. So all my stuff that I got was, distribution charges, cultivation charges, even psilocybin charges, kind of from cannabis to weed all over the place. Mm-hmm. And it's always been, cheers. It's always been I've always had a talking to about it. Never talked about it, always talked to about it, if that makes any sense.
It does make sense.
So my issue is people that want to talk to people about it should have some sort of experience with it, I guess you could say. I just, had a hard time feeling great when I smoke weed.
Okay.
And feeling great about where I'm getting it from and who I'm getting it from. Like, I didn't go to any sketchy spots. None of my people were killing people like my parents were telling me drug dealers were back then. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
the fear that you were fed was just a completely different reality.
So that kind of opened my eyes to, like, they're telling me one thing, but in reality, I'm not experiencing any of this.
Right.
So there's some sort of disconnect happening right there. Right. So I've never had any one of those people actually go through the experiences that I'm going through.
Right.
So I didn't really ever respect their views on it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I understand how bad I was hurting them.
Right. Well, because you were disobeying.
Exactly. But it wasn't like I'm hurting you, like, on purpose or anything like that. Like,
well, but you weren't doing anything to intentionally harm somebody else.
Right.
You weren't harming yourself.
Right. Exactly. So it's the whole stigma that they literally start at a very early age.
Right.
That you gotta, for lack of better words, call their bullshit on. Mm-hmm. So, it was going through that in a very early stage. Okay. And not being successful at smoking weed or trying to hide any of this stuff. I wasn't successful at all at it. No. I was actually probably terrible at trying not to get caught. So that only made me, like,
even more of a target.
And yeah, so no, a little bit of a harsh upbringing with it. And, to this day, they don't respect it necessarily, but they understand it.
Okay.
So it's gotten a little bit easier, but at least we can have the conversation now.
Exactly.
Right.
Have the conversation. Right. And then too, it's educating, about medical cannabis patients and why, they're choosing to use cannabis instead of pharmaceuticals.
My parents are talking to me about CBDs now.
Oh, okay.
Which I find hilarious.
Right.
But I've got to hide that and make them feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to make them feel like they can't talk to me about it. Like, this is the start of something, because they're seeing CBDs on their local news,
right,
and in their neighborhoods. And I find it comical because, it's not far from THC.
Right.
Now they're thinking that they're telling me some news that I don't know about. And I'm like, oh, really? What'd you hear?
Right.
What are these gummies that you're eating?
Right.
CBD gummies. Oh, that's great for you.
Yeah.
So I've got to just support them and be nice about it.
Mhm.
But no, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a whole new world now.
It is a whole new world.
Yes.
Yeah. How is it going to be for you raising your daughter? I mean,
my daughter is very. I mean, I couldn't.
She's a year old.
She's a year old. I don't want to jinx myself, but couldn't have asked for a much better baby.
Mm-hmm.
Very observant, quiet. She could sleep through the night a little bit more, I'm sure my wife would say, and probably eat a little bit more. But overall, I think she's a dream.
Mm-hmm.
So if this has any outcome, I hope she's pretty chill, level-headed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, her name's Cypress Hill for crazy.
I know.
So she should be pretty of a stony personality, hopefully by herself.
Right.
And having me and Marianne for her parents, will just be smothered with support.
It's incredible how kids nowadays are being raised with cannabis as medicine.
Yeah.
Understanding, that the true plant medicine, the nature behind it, and the education.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier, there people a lot of time in communities complain about the smell.
Yes.
and again, it's educating, the cycle of the plant and what that smell means. That smell means that medicine's being made for cancer patients, for seizure patients, for people who use cannabis medicinally.
I mean, in my mind right now as well too, is one thing I wasn't accustomed to is outdoor grows out here.
Yeah.
So if you're smelling heavy cannabis, it's literally the season.
Yeah.
It's the changing of the flowers, quite literally. And it's insane that you would put a regulation on a smell of a plant. On a smell of a plant.
Yes. Yeah.
When
my favorite thing to say to people though is when they start to talk about the smell. It's like, okay, do you want manure?
Well, again, coming from Iowa or having to drive through Nebraska, that's all I smell is.
Yeah.
I know. So no, you gotta. There could be a lot worse, and this is just a plant we're talking about. So
right.
You don't like the smell of the plant. People don't like cilantro.
Yeah.
It's what's so not whatever, but it's also another thing that we've got to educate on.
Yes.
And kind of bring these people in. Being a bud tender as well, I've helped a lot of people that I never in my wildest life would ever thought that would be buying weed. So always keep your composure on.
Well, and it's understanding too that to have an open mind,
right? Like,
and anyone can change their mind, and we shouldn't judge.
No, right?
Exactly.
And everyone wherever I'm out at asks me for a lighter. I'm that guy that has a lighter.
Right.
When the tables turn and you're actually behind the counter selling weed and someone comes in like a lawyer or a doctor or a mom or a teacher, like someone that doesn't fit that persona, scares me just as much as, say, a cop would be coming in to buy weed. I've had that situation happen as well too.
Okay.
But you've always got to know they're probably just as nervous as you are in that environment.
Yep.
And I want to make them feel not nervous.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, because you want them to come back.
Yeah.
To have a pleasant experience.
I want them
and
to
know, ask their questions.
Yeah, like it's their community. You know what I mean? Like, be involved in your community. If you don't know about cannabis, but it's in your community, go in there and ask questions.
Right.
Go in there and ask questions. You know what I mean? Like, if you're concerned that it's going to be in your kids' schools or that sort of stuff, go in there and ask about their marketing regulations. Go in there and see their packaging. Go in there and just feel a little bit more at ease because it has been voted on.
Right.
It is here,
Right.
and we need to move forward with it
Mhm.
and help heal and have it be an option for people that want it.
Absolutely.
So, yep,
Absolutely.
it'll be fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. I had a thought and I just lost it as you were talking.
But yeah, so I started with Pyramid. They brought me out here to Michigan. Great people. I love
So
Jake and Coley.
yes, Jake and Coley are very cool. This is some good stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting high. Forgetting my questions. Now, you're gonna be leaving us soon.
Yes.
Why?
I
told
like
you
I
you're
said
one
in
of
the
my
beginning,
favorite
like I
people.
said, this is funny, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it, and this is how I know I'm doing a good job. People said the same thing when I was in Denver.
Yeah.
Why are you leaving?
Right.
Why? Don't leave.
Yeah.
When I got here, people are like, why did you come here from Denver? Why did you come
Right.
here from Denver?
Right.
Now that we have new opportunities again, like I said, this industry is growing tremendously, very rapidly.
Okay.
There's new opportunities, new states that are coming on board.
Every day. Yes.
Again, I want to be a part of that and have the best influence I can on each one of these environments. So being told that they don't want you to leave is that's what I'm striving to do.
Yeah.
It's what I'm striving to do in every
Well, you're
single
doing
environment.
something right.
Right.
You know, you're smart. You know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? And you put everybody at ease. You're just really calming to talk to, and you don't feel. I don't like that sense of like superiority. You know what I mean? Like you don't talk down to people. Like you're on everyone's on the same playing field as you.
I've done. I said I started as a part-time joint roller.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Be humble. And you've worked your way up.
Yeah, be humble. And know where you started from. I mean, I appreciate everyone in this industry and what they do. Because without every job, like I remember when they were figuring out what they would call a bud tender. What do you call the person that sells the weed at a dispensary?
Right.
I think it was like some publishing that just came in and said bud tender.
Oh, interesting. That's how we
and it got stuck like that. And it was almost like a comical sort of like, do we really want to be called bud tenders? Like, you know, but then I was like, no, embrace it. Like that's cool. Whether you like it or not, just having that term is mind blowing. You know what I mean? Like, and it was, what do you call? Because you don't call them drug dealers now because we're not drug dealers. But what do you call the person that you buy the weed from at a dispensary in the beginning?
Right.
So that was fun to be a part of.
Talk about breaking down stigmas.
Yeah.
I mean, you were literally on the forefront of all of this.
Yeah. Seeing AU go rec January 1st in Colorado was insane. I was taking metric training classes on Christmas Eve.
Oh my goodness.
And the day after Christmas, and my parents were out in Colorado visiting us, obviously, for Christmas.
Right.
And I had 8 hours of training classes at a hotel because every dispensary needed to have one manager be at least metric certified by the time AU went rec on the 1st. So, like, having that and having to do that was like, I enjoyed it because it was like the first, like, this is serious. Like, this is going to happen.
Wow.
We need to get on board.
Yeah.
And the first day it went rec was wild. Like, you know, that was fun to see that, to be a part of that.
Right.
And then now to branch out and to be a part of, you know, the Michigan. Well,
and you were in Michigan when rec launched too.
Yeah. That was fun. I was literally at my house hooting and hollering. My wife can vouch for me. I was like giddy like a little schoolgirl again. Yeah. 420 gets me excited every year. Yes. Hash bashes. Yeah. We are going to be a part of an event, Cannabis, I think, in
Uh-huh.
Muskegon,
Yep.
July 9th with Bone Thugs and Loons.
That's yes. Is it July 9th?
I
'Cause
think
I'm-
so.
I'm-
I was just
I'm
looking
going
at
out
it.
for that too.
Yeah. We're setting up consumption
Yeah.
tent there.
Night. Oh, cool. Okay.
I mean, that's everyone who knows me knows I love Bone Thugs. And I got 5 on at Loons. Like, it's going to be
Wow.
like these events and this sort of stuff still gets me excited.
Yeah.
I still want to be involved in the industry in like every aspect I can be.
Mhm.
Going to grows, even trimming. I went by a grow a couple days ago with my packaging manager and offered to help trim the guy's harvest just because I haven't trimmed in so long. I was like,
Right.
if you need
I
help,
do enjoy trimming.
exactly. It's like, if you
Yeah.
need help, buddy,
Yeah.
you can call me. And like, I'll just come and help trim. He's like, really? Like, crazy?
Why?
I'm like, just haven't done it in a while. Like,
yeah.
I want to get, like, I love every aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's something that drives me and pushes me to do this.
Well, it's a real passion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
That's really cool. So why do you do what you do? I mean, I
like to help
know it's
people.
Thank you.
I like to help people.
Yeah.
I want it to just be an option.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily care if they smoke weed or not. I just feel very importantly that it should be available.
Right.
It should be available for everyone.
Open windows.
Sorry. But I mean, yeah, it should just be an option for people in their life. And honestly, federally, it should be an option. Medicinally, doctors should be looking at this as a medicinal factor.
Yes.
If it helps someone, who's to say how and who it should help? You know what I mean? Like, it just,
we shouldn't put limitations
no,
on it. Yes.
no, it should be
available to everyone.
If it helps someone, that I'm all for it.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
End of that discussion.
Yeah.
If it's not affecting me, I have no say in it. And that's how I think. It's pretty cut and dry. Like, I mean, so
Mm-hmm.
that's why I do it. Is I like generally helping people.
Yeah.
I like generally being that person that they can talk to.
Yeah.
So I will.
Well, it shows.
Yeah.
You're doing an awesome job.
Yeah.
You're leaving us.
Yes.
And where are you going?
Jersey.
Why?
Jersey.
Why?
Yes, Jersey. Because Jersey is obviously the next up and coming
the state
industry market coming up.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you kidding me? I started from Denver, Colorado. I've been to California to Cannabis Cups.
Okay.
I've been to Las Vegas and buying weed there. Denver, Michigan, Chicago, like New Jersey now. Like, that's literally west to east. And that is, I've never been this far east yet. I went to Jersey / Philly, I think a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was mind-boggling how close everything is. It's like an hour and a half from New York.
Oh.
2 hours from Boston.
Okay.
Train, public transport, like that sort of stuff.
That's huge. Yeah.
You can go to DC. You can go to Virginia.
Okay.
You
you can.
You can go to Baltimore.
Right.
Like, all these areas that I haven't explored before. And cannabis is bringing me there.
Yeah.
And now is giving me a reason to explore a whole nother territory.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a person that loves that.
Right.
I love that.
Right.
So that's why I started. And I mean, to have that opportunity
again, to go,
that's
so cool.
Is insane. Yeah. So keep on wherever I can. So it'll be fun. And it's for Pyramid too. So
now they're
secure.
Now, are they doing a grow out there, or is it the grow just in Colorado?
I don't exactly know much details other than it's probably just going to be the exact same thing that we're doing. Like we do it in
Okay.
Colorado the same way we do it in Michigan.
Okay.
The exact same way we're going to do it in Jersey.
Well, why break it? I mean,
Exactly.
it's working. Clearly, it's working.
Exactly. Like we try to just produce quality, affordable products, all the way from infused pre-rolls to our doinks. These things are amazing. These things are one of my creations back in Colorado. I know Jake wanted to do infused pre-rolls, and
love your
I'm a big blunt smoker. We wanted to stand out from the generic pre-rolls.
Okay.
So these are all hemp cones.
Oh, wow.
Infused with distillate.
Let's take a look at these.
And they are rolled with pure flower.
Oh, wow.
That is the one thing that
so pretty.
That I kind of pride ourselves on as well too. You were talking about why I don't use a grinder. We don't really use grinders on the doinks either.
Really?
Yeah.
It's all done by hand.
We use a blend.
Okay.
So we use a blend. We do blend like a certain ratio of it. Okay. And then we hand break down another ratio of it because it needs to be a good consistency to where it burns smooth and evenly. And with the distillate infused, a lot of the problems that we have with infused pre-rolls, they canoe.
Yes.
They canoe. They're very, very infamous for doing that.
Right.
I have roach holes in every single one of my shirts because of something similar to that.
Right.
I want mine to smoke just like I would roll my own blunt.
Right. Okay.
Those are known to literally burn smooth. The cool thing about it, when you smoke them, you'll see a nice little wax ring going down on the outside of it. I put all of the stuff on the inside because I want to inhale. I want to actually consume my distillate, my keef, my terps, everything like that. It's all inside.
Oh, yeah. Usually it's on the outside.
On the outside, it's just going to burn away.
Yeah.
Just smokes in the air.
Okay.
I smoke mine. I smoke them. I love them. Like I said, I'm very prideful on it. It's kind of my creation. So if you guys have any issues with doinks, blame it on me. Sorry. But I would love to hear any feedback to make them better. And then also, Zoobies, gummies.
That's what I was looking for. I know I've got them around here somewhere.
I don't have any packs on me, but those are,
in my bedroom.
I think those are our latest creations. Amazing. Tastes almost identical to a Sour Patch Kid. Very easy.
They're in a different container.
Beautiful. Blue ones, yeah. Shaped like little clouds.
They're so good.
Tasty. Literally, I have a hard time not going into the lab. We have the non-medicated ones around our facility just because they're good gummy.
Right. It is a good gummy. Yeah.
I eat Gushers. I eat fruit snacks every day, multiple packs. I still eat Zoobies as well before I go to bed.
Okay.
They help me literally sleep through the night. If you have some sort of sleep insomnia or restless leg syndrome, sleeping aids.
When you're sick? Yes. Even RSO.
Yeah.
Highly suggested.
Yeah.
I mean, I was sick, a couple weeks ago, and body aches. I could not get comfortable.
Right.
And Jim brought me some RSO, and that was literally the only way I could get comfortable to sleep.
And I guess, being in the industry for so long,
right,
that is my go-to kind of. If I am feeling sick, or if I'm having issues sleeping, or if I'm sore or something like that, I will explore my cabinet that's filled with just all sorts of gummies, all sorts of topicals, all sorts of tinctures, all sorts of cannabis derived alternative medicines that I can see if they're going to work. And to actually have those results
is huge.
I mean, I mean, I'll say we literally Weed cures all. For me, weed cures all.
It does for me too.
It really
agree.
does. So I am the best spokesman for cannabis, but maybe not the best spokesman for a rookie.
Right.
You know,
well, slow and go.
Yeah, slow and go.
Yeah.
Know your tolerance. Know your limitations.
Yeah.
But at the same time, have fun with this.
Yeah.
It's the products out there have gone a lot farther than from your mom's brownies.
Oh my goodness.
And
yes.
a plastic see-through bag of weed. Like, are you kidding me now? Like,
right.
Like just the marketing behind it, the brands.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to everybody, because that's what I love seeing as well too, is
the creativity.
Yeah.
Yes. And the different brands that are coming out, the different products.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. I love that.
So, and as well, kudos to Jake and Coley with our packaging. I've gotten a lot of compliments on the concentrate boxes.
Oh, nice.
Were the pink ones, the yellow ones, and the blue ones, the live resin sauce and butter. Those I agree with. It's eye appeal.
It is eye appeal. Yeah.
And
it's crazy that packaging can dictate that too.
Yeah,
you know?
But at the same time, we're a young industry.
Yes, yeah.
We know this. I know this as a consumer in retail, as buying things myself. Is I buy stuff based on kind of packaging or things that draw to my eye. So to see that being relayed into the packaging with cannabis. Even, the shirts and swag is insane. Like, I love getting brand shirts. I love getting swag. I love getting hats.
Right.
Whatever it may be, stickers, pass it along, because I definitely collect them all. And now that I'm about ready to be moving, I have been looking through like those old High Times, those old Cannabis Cup brochures, stickers, hats, pens, like all this sort of stuff. And it's like, man, that's cool. Like, that's cool, because you don't get those often, but I do treasure those, and I keep everyone's stuff. So feel free to give me more.
Holy cow, you keep everyone's stuff?
Yes,
wow.
yes. First job I had as a part-time joint roller. I think the manager told me I wouldn't be able to smoke all the samples I get in this industry. I told her, no, I will.
I will take that challenge.
I will. Yeah, I will take that challenge into this day. No. Yeah. I've tried a lot of bad things. I've tried a lot of good things. If it's got cannabis in it, on it, I will try it.
Right. What's your favorite product?
Flower. Big flower kid, but also just did, growing up smoking swag in the beginning. That was my thing. But things that I've seen that I really like is I've been seeing like Hostess cupcakes, kind of.
Really?
Yeah, I forget what company it is, but they make
in Michigan.
It was pretty cool. It was someone that I saw, and it was just it was a Twinkie. It was like a cupcake kind of thing, but it was homemade kind of. But it was just a nice, fresh air. I like seeing people that are pushing envelopes. Like I said, gummies are great. Gummies were mind-blowing. I remember when gummies first came out, and I said the same thing. I was like, this is going to be a hit. Gummies, that's why they continue to be the number one selling edible, is because who doesn't love a gummy?
Well, they're so easy.
They're so easy.
You can just cut them in half,
Yes.
You could have awesome. 1 or 10.
And that, you did say that easy. So, I've had drinks before where that's not so easy to actually try to properly medicate and to try to gauge how much you're actually consuming. I've had the opposite, where I went to Ganja Gourmet. There was a dispensary in Denver called Ganja Gourmet, where it was dispensary / restaurant is
Oh.
where you could still consume
Okay.
on site. You couldn't smoke on site in restaurants or in dispensaries, but you could consume edibles.
Oh.
So this particular one would do like pizzas,
Okay.
would
Wow.
do pasta, would do dinners,
Mm-hmm.
and would infuse it with cannabis oil and that sort of stuff.
I wish we
And
could
the
get
last
some
night that they were closing, it was like a dinner for two for $20, and you got like cheesecake, pizza, drinks, and all this sort of stuff. But I probably had to have consumed at least like 3,600 milligrams.
Oh,
But
wow.
just having all of that sort of items
Mm-hmm.
infused
Mm-hmm.
was crazy to me.
Yeah.
We don't see that sort of stuff because of shelf life, obviously, in
Right.
dispensaries and that sort
Right.
of stuff. But
Right.
I mean,
Well, we don't have anywhere where we can consume cannabis though.
no, but consumption lounges are a thing now as
Yes,
well. So
yeah,
talk about
yeah.
new upcoming things that we thought we wouldn't see is
Right. Right.
consumption lounges are going to be a thing.
Were you at the Hot Box? You were there where you went to
Mhm,
social? That
mhm.
was so cool.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
gosh.
So like
Yeah.
that, I mean, it's gonna be fun.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
establishments are going to be popping up, and I hope we get almost to a bar like level. Like I hope there is like a bar feel where I can go and consume cannabis
Mhm.
in an establishment in multiple cities,
Right.
multiple states
Right.
across this nation. Like that would be sick.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. It would take my nerves out of traveling.
Well, exactly. Especially for other patients who
Yeah.
do need to travel. You
Yeah.
know, they have to take that medicine with them.
Yeah.
And yeah, you do have to cross the state
And
lines.
anyone
I
that
mean,
travels I travel the same way. I travel very nervously.
Right.
Like, I pick and choose my states
Mhm.
based on laws.
Right. Right.
It's sad to have to do that,
Mhm.
but I am completely fine having to do that. If meaning landing in Colorado, I can consume and buy my cannabis.
Right.
Flying to Michigan, I can do the same thing.
Mhm.
Flying to Vegas, I could do the same thing.
Yeah.
Washington, like there's more states that are coming online.
True. So it's once you get to that state,
Yep.
it's knowing that you can get your medicine.
Yeah, but now I'm restricting my vacations because
Well, not only that, but at the same time, you have to make sure that you're getting the
Yeah.
same type of medicine.
right.
And that's
right.
not always going to be the
That's
case.
not always the case as well, too.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
will pick up state by state who's better, and it's a competition to real connoisseurs. Like I love flower, so I definitely I'm a heavy judge when I go out of town,
Right.
or when I go to places and people tell me that this is their weed. Like
Mhm.
I'm a heavy judge, but Michigan is one of the best places I think that I've been to that has cannabis.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. That's
Genetic
nice
wise,
to hear.
cultivation wise, and care wise, I think you guys have the environment because it's humid. You guys got the care because the facilities here are insane.
Right.
Some of the indoor facilities that I've seen here are state of the art.
I know.
Like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. They're
and
so
then,
cool when you go
like,
inside and see them.
Yeah. Awesome. And then the strains
Mm-hmm.
are some of the most new strains. I did not know what, I'm getting introduced to new strains almost daily. I read a lot of menus
Okay.
purchasing material for Pyramid,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fun to have to do that research. That's my research.
Okay.
I will read about strains. I need to know what banana hammock is.
Right.
Because I need to again go back to the roots of where we started is the care, and I wanted to be able to educate the people on there's a lot of stupid names.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of names that don't make any sense.
Right.
But that's what separates a good stoner and just a stoner who doesn't really care too much.
Right.
Is I want to know what I'm smoking. I want to know what's made up in between it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know what those strains are because I probably smoked them separately. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now making the connection it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what it's named. I just want to know what's in it.
What's in it? Yeah,
What's in
because
it?
each strain does affect so differently.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's fun to get to that point as well too.
Okay.
To where it was just
Well, you're taking charge of your medicine and
Yeah.
and of what you're putting into your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even in the beginning, like, you know, like skunks,
Mm-hmm.
Northern Lights,
Mm-hmm.
White Widows, Granddaddy Purples,
Mhm.
Sour Diesels.
Right.
Those were your bases. You know what I mean? Those are your bases.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now in what, 2022? 2022, it's like White Gushers, Cold Snap, Blast Chiller, Banana Hammock,
Yeah.
just to name a few.
Right.
I think I got Notorious THC earlier on this week. Lemon Biscotti Sunday.
Okay.
Like, these names
They're insane.
are insane.
Yeah.
But they make sense to me as well too when you actually smoke the flower.
Right.
Like, some of them are hitting the names spot on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun to see that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fun
Some of the names are super cool, and other ones you're just kind of like, okay.
I mean, I've had a blueberry muffin. I think you probably smoked blueberry muffin out here before as well.
That's really good.
And that really is good. Almost spot on as well with that name.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun to see those actually be right. I smoked some banana kush.
I love how I can like taste the terpenes too. You know, the flavor. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like again, it's like know what you're smoking, know what your medicine is.
And can you imagine smoking that for the first time, growing it, not knowing what it's going to be, and just being like,
my baby.
It tastes like bananas. Tastes like bananas, or tastes like strawberry, or tangerines, or straw bananas. Like, and it legitimately does. Like, that's crazy. And you can get testing results on the terps nowadays too,
which is super important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, that's even fun to see that come into light. I think I've heard about people being able to give you the lineage on your flower as well too. Like, some testing facilities being able to give lineage on flower. Okay. That was kind of fun to like start seeing that get branched out a little bit. Because they are plants.
Yeah.
You can trace lineage from basically any plant and know what they are, you know. Just because it's cannabis doesn't make it any different. So it's going to be fun to see it get dialed in a little bit more. So it'll be cool.
It is really cool. Do you feel like you've come like full circle, like you're living your life's mission?
Yeah, I mean, I'm blessed. Like I said, every day I know I'm blessed. I'm very thankful. I don't take a day for granted in this industry. And I'm still blown away by a lot of things I see in this industry. And I don't think I'm full circle yet. I think this industry is still very new. We haven't even reached federal discussions yet.
I know.
You know, I find it funny how each presidential term, cannabis kind of does get brought back up. And I think they're doing it to pique our interest. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we're almost at that point, that tipping point to where legalization on the states, this is going to be a need to be talked about issue coming up. Like, whether they want to believe it or not, eventually this will need to be a talked about issue.
I know what I was going to say earlier when I lost my train of thought and I claimed I was high. When we were talking about, educating and cannabis, in schools, here's the thing, like, all of us went to high school at one point or another. It's in every single high school already. So we need to go into those communities and educate on dispensaries and medicine, instead of grouping it all together as, well, we don't want that in our town. Well, it's already in your town. Now it's regulated. So let's, work within the regulation, the laws. Instead of, just on the illicit market.
And I mean, I agree 100%. Like, if it's in your community,
But it kills me how everybody forgets that.
I know.
As we grow up, I don't know how that happens, but it's like we don't want that to happen to our kids. Well, we were kids at one point.
Right.
So it's going to happen. So let's educate them in a safe way to arm themselves.
Yeah, on all levels. Like, we were just joking about this on break one day about dare, and in my dare, they didn't bring any drugs in or anything like that.
Right.
But one of my coworkers said they brought a glass box full of all these drugs, like real drugs, and I was like, "What?
Okay.
That's crazy."
Yeah.
I never had anyone like really talk to us about drugs.
Right. Well, you said you were talked to.
Like, if you do drugs,
right,
and it's not ever specific, it's just drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what are these drugs?
Right.
What's classified as drugs?
How is it different from a pharmaceutical?
And exactly. So,
yeah.
They were very vague, and I grew up in kind of a different era.
Mm-hmm.
I am 36, so dare was very heavy.
Oh yeah.
Heavy for us.
Oh, yeah.
And it was always just saying no to drugs, and well,
for me it was the frying pan, and
this
crack an egg, and it's like, oh my gosh,
on drugs. And
yeah.
I mean, call me sick to a certain degree, but I found comedy in seeing commercials like that, because I saw what they were trying to project, and I found it funny, because I was like, that's totally the exact opposite of anything I've ever experienced on these drugs you guys talk about.
Well, I mean, talk about fear porn. That's exactly what all of that was.
Yeah. So, it's fun to see that sort of stuff. Like I said, just experience it. Try to live your life the way that you feel fit.
Right.
Be happy. And that's really it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what.
Well, at the end of the day, you are the only one who's living your life.
Right.
And as long as you're not hurting anyone or yourself, I don't care what you're doing. I mean,
I would like to hang out with more people exactly like that. So,
right, exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
It'd be fun.
Well, and I think we've kind of done that with our cannabis community.
Yeah. I feel safe.
Oh yeah.
So.
What do you see your future self accomplishing?
A few more locations.
Okay.
A few more locations. Okay. I don't think I'm done moving quite yet.
Okay.
Call me crazy, but I don't think New Jersey is my
stopping ground.
My final destination, at least.
Okay.
As this industry is a nation, like we were just talking about, more states are popping up. I want to help the best way I can in all of those. So hopefully, maybe 2 or 3 more states.
Yeah.
Depending on how quick the timeline is, it would be fun to even become a federal weed employee.
Hey, now you're talking.
Like, if they would, like, that would be full circle in my life right there. Is if somehow, one way or another, there was a federal weed job.
Right.
Like, that would be mind blowing. Whether or not I say I take it or not, I don't know. But just to have that opportunity, just to have that.
Yeah, the option.
Like, that's crazy.
Wow.
That'd be crazy to come from the life, that we've seen, and that would be literally full circle.
That would be.
So
wow, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No stops, hopefully.
That is so cool. Well, we're at our hour mark. I told you it was going to go by super quick.
Awesome. Fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being on. I
super enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's funny because I mentioned before, I've had, a couple of different people, say something like, oh, it's so brave. And it's like, we're just smoking. We're just lighting
Smoking
a
and
joint,
hanging
smoking.
out.
I mean,
So, no,
I think it's cool.
had a great time. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Appreciate it, and looking forward to next journeys.
I know.
Awesome.
Well, hopefully you're going to be at the summer annual.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I hope. Yes, I will be there.
Okay.
Cool.
Good. And now I have to visit New Jersey. I'll have to come visit you.
It's only, it's a ways away.
I know.
It's a ways away.
But all right, everyone. Well, that's my show for today. Thank you for joining us. And Cory, thank you for being on. And good luck with Pyramid and your move and your family and your daughter and all of that. I wish you many blessings.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Great luck to you. And here's to the future. I think everything's gonna be fun.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. Thank you.
Take care, everyone. I'll see you next week. This is Light a Joint with Ida.